Give me what you got. Anything, anything. I don't need a lot. Just everything, everything. It's just the way I'm made. I don't apologize. And if you wanna stay, I'll make it worth your time. Just take hold of my hand and watch those butterflies. Do you feel alive? I know you feel alive. It's gonna be better with me, be better with me. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be better with me, be better with me. Yeah, yeah. So stay here with me, stay here with me.
So today we're going to talk about where we are, not only physically, but also where we are with everything.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be better with me, be better with me. Yeah, yeah.
So days when we're not, going anywhere, a long trip or that kind of thing, we end up doing little bits and pieces. Like we just went to Lowe's and Home Depot and picked up a mailbox, and I'll have to look at it and decide whether I want to make the post or just buy one of the posts. So that got done and got the letters for it. So we get those little bits and pieces done. I went and I looked at, I've got to make a temporary service panel. So I'm thinking I might do that next week. So again, went to Lowe's and Home Depot, and I looked at what they had and what their prices were and the parts I'll need. And in this particular case, Lowe's had it like $50 cheaper for one part than Home Depot did. So I'll end up going to Lowe's, picking up those pieces, and then being able to make the service panel. But I'm not going to do that yet because I'm going to talk to the electrician. The last electrician I used, he was a wee bit older. Great guy, but I haven't used him in a few years because I haven't been in Vermont. So I don't know if that's going to work or not. So that's one of the things I'd like to get done potentially next week, is start working on the temporary power. So I've been putting those pieces together, this, that, and the other stuff. So that's basically what we do when we're not going someplace right now.
Pedal borders.
Oh. Surprised there's not more boats boating. Oh, party boat. And floaters. I guess that's what you do. You get the party boat and then you jump off the party boat to swim in the water. Yeah, see, it's 4 or 5.
I know you felt alone with everyone.
So otherwise, where are we? Well, the house still hasn't completed its sale, so that isn't done. The lawyer down there has been just like, I can't even tell you. Just been one thing after another. Hopefully everything's going to eventually someday happen, but so far that hasn't happened, and there's nothing I can do about it. So there's no sense getting crazy in the head, and given that it hasn't happened, I don't want to progress too far into the house until I'm sure it's going to happen. It would be so hard to explain to you all the things that are going on, but let's just say this person is, as far as I'm concerned, totally incompetent. So we haven't done much on the house other than, what you had saw a while ago, where we dug the hole, put the stone in for the footing and all that kind of stuff, because I can't do the foundation and I can't do the drainage. Then we can't do the part with backfilling it and then filling inside and all that, and the rest of it. We did order the panels, So because that was a month, so we're still hoping. The panels are on order, so that's one of the pieces, a big piece. The trusses for the roof are ordered because they were 6-7 weeks out, so we gambled on that one. I bought a snowplow, and I haven't picked that up yet. I got to see if our son-in-law is available to run and pick that up maybe next week or something. Again, I had thought that would be all done. So when it happens, it's going to be like nonstop. We're just going to be going here, looking for this, doing that, getting this, getting that part, getting this part, working, and then, on top of that, we were staying at our daughter's. So she's having her third baby soon, and that room is then going to be a new kid room. And I joked with our granddaughter that, she can sleep on the floor on the other side because she's not as big as us. She didn't think that was a good plan. And it isn't really a plan. So we're trying to find an RV that we can either rent for a month or two to put back on the land and use that to stay in while we're building. Or I've found some used ones that I could buy, but I can't actually buy them because we're not at that point. So it's just been sort of like this incredible limbo of nothing really happening, trying to make sure all the pieces are lined up. But the biggest piece, the sale of the house, is outside of our hands. There's nothing that we can do about it. So it's like, and you can't get all bent out of shape about it because there's nothing you can do about it. It's like being bent out of shape that it's too hot or it's raining or whatever. You can't change those kind of things. So if you can't change it, what are you going to do about it? This is how it is. So in the meantime, we're all set. I had hoped to be doing it in a different order, but instead it's going to be more like I say it's going to be. It could be. I don't know. Because I've informed the concrete guy that we're behind schedule and all that kind of stuff. But he may be like, well, I can't get to you for this many days or this many weeks or whatever. So it could still be a lot of fun to come. But this is where we are right now. What we do during the day and go on little trips and all that kind of stuff. I haven't heard anything from Subaru, so it's like everything is sort of like in this limbo state of, I don't know.
We have a mailbox.
Yeah, we have a mailbox. That one we pretty much know. But other than that, it's all sort of a wait and see. And I don't know. I think it's something with the year. The spring was terrible here. They had tons of snow last winter. But the corn in New Hampshire isn't even ready yet, and it's mid-July. So that's a little odd. I have a friend out west who's doing a project. He's been having... Bless you. That was a big one. So he's been having all kinds of fun on his project. So maybe it's just this year, but I'm hoping it's not going to be all this year. But this is where we are.
What I'll make you feel at home. Rain or sun, it's just the way